Good morning, Mark D. Hutchison. That is the Ask Mark Realtor. Homes, tips, and hints. I'm Mark D'Andrea, the doctor of real estate, anything home. Guys, we're bringing you these videos because we love providing information and hopefully a little entertainment. We post them on our YouTube channels. Please like and subscribe those, the Doctor of Real Estate and the Ask Mark Realtor. Share this stuff on social media. We sure do. And we're just tickled to be sharing these things with our clients and family and friends every week. Mark, how are you this morning? What's going on in your world?
I'm doing well. Yesterday was a nice day to go out with my snow blower and take care of the neighborhood and just enjoy that. And usually they have no idea who I am, but actually when I was out, there were people driving, a couple of people drove by and they stopped and thanked me. And it's like, okay, I have no idea who they are, but you know, but they were thanking me. I said, look, you have to blame my dad. My dad taught me you just volunteer and you do stuff for others. So it was really good. It's always nice that we don't do this for thanks, but it's always nice when someone thanks. And that way they know that at least someone appreciates the time and effort you're doing. And other than that, I've been doing research, which is what I love to do.
Two things about that. That's interesting. You say, you know, you don't do it to be thanked, but it's fun. So a lady by the name of Lori Steiner taught me this at Dominion Homes. I took her a gift once. I don't remember the occasion. She looked at me in the most sincere way and she said, you know, you really shouldn't have, but I'm really glad you did. And it was just the most loving, it's the way she put it. It's just a loving thing to say. And then the other thing is my Uncle Joe always said, if somebody gives you something for free, take it. You can always take it home and throw it away. And even if it's a cow chip, just take it because you're devaluing the gift, right? If you don't take it, they thought enough of you to get you something. So just take it. So that's giving. And there's your philosophy on giving and all that good stuff. So you before we were, I got off on that tangent before we started recording. We want to continue our conversation about Ohio and Columbus in particular and the surrounding communities. You had some things that you wanted to share with our audience. What were those things?
You know, today is my research took me to Sugar Creek in the heart of Amish country in the Northeast, right off of I-77.
Okay.
And they have the world's largest cuckoo clock there. And it is awesome. It took them 12 years to build. It took them 10 years, I believe. But it's also called the Little Switzerland of Ohio, and they have German and Swiss heritage there. So it's Amish country. It's beautiful. You see horse and buggies. We had a conference up there, and in a conference Saturday and Sunday, and when you checked out Sunday morning, there was no one at the desk because in Amish, they sort of shut down on Sundays.
Yeah.
So you just left your key, you left your whatever you needed to do at the desk, and it was an honor system. And there wasn't thieves, there wasn't people that ripped them off. It was Amish country. It's pretty neat. But you go up there and you drive around slowly, and you get to see history. You get to see the 1800s up there. They have great food to eat. It's homemade. It is just an awesome place. And where else can you go to see stuff that is not made by robots or super fancy semiconductors or whatever? This is just what people make and do and create in their homeland in Sugar Creek. It's just awesome.
I love hearing stories like that. You know, it's fun that you talk about that. You and I talk about this on occasion, and we talk about, getting a college education. I won't go off on too much of a tear here, but the working with your hands, I don't want it to be a lost art, right? Mechanics, very well paid, very knowledgeable people, woodworkers, plumbers, electricians, HVAC people, all having to do with homes, of course, so which is why we support them. But the fact of the matter is, these are all trades where you can go out and earn a heck of a living, and you have to have a very deep and broad toolbox to be good at that kind of stuff. And it's just, I think it's coming back. I'm glad there's a resurgence, and you're talking about them making this cuckoo clock by hand and kind of everything being hand done there just reminded me of that. I think that's fantastic. I love it.
There's a story that it was a manufacturing plant that the main machine broke down, and they couldn't find it. So they called this one guy, and he did his checks and whatever he did. And he got to one point, and he took his hammer and he banged the pipe, did something else. And it started, and then they turned it on and it started running. He sent the guy a bill the next day, and it was $10,000. And the owner wrote back and said, for 10 minutes of work, you charged me $10,000? He goes, I need an itemized bill. The guy wrote back, he said, hammering was like 5 minutes. Knowing where to hammer was the rest of it.
That's
so
right.
he did it a little bit more, but it was like, it's what he knew up here.
Sure.
It wasn't how long it took or how difficult it was. It was just knowing what you had to do. And
That's
the guy
right.
paid the bill immediately, never said another word.
Well, and these are, you know, we always hesitate to sometimes speak our minds because it tends to make us sound old, but just in that vein, when did they get this cuckoo clock done? You said it took 10 or 12 years. What do you know what year it was completed?
Yeah, it was fully restored in 2007. They hired an engineer in the 1960s to commission it and everything.
Yeah.
So it took him 12 years to do it, and sometime in the 70s. That's all I know.
Well, that's good stuff. The reason I asked that, if you don't, is there anything else that you want to just talk about?
That's it.
Okay. Well, the reason I asked that is I'm going to bring it a little bit closer to home and just talk about Columbus. I just did a quick Google search. The Ohio Theater, built in 1928. That place is gorgeous. My dad did work on the Ohio Theater in the 50s and 60s when they were updating it. Nationwide Arena, built in 2000. Huntington Park, 2009. The Columbus Museum of Art. Guess what year the Columbus Museum of Art was completed? Just guess.
1959.
1878.
Really? Wow.
It's been there forever. I mean, I love, and that's a broad mix, right? Huntington Park, a baseball park, because we have a feeder team for the Cleveland Indians. Nationwide Arena, all kinds of concerts, built in 2000. The Columbus Museum of Art, built in 1878. Columbus, Ohio has a great mix of entertainment, culture, art, social events. The short north, just, you could go to the short north or German Village, park your car and walk around both of those places all day long and not get to see it all. So I think our point, guys, here is this. Mark Hutchison, the Ask Mark Realtor, and Mark D'Andrea, the Doctor of Real Estate, love it in Ohio. We love Columbus and our surrounding communities. Certainly would love to help you with anything you need real estate wise. But the point is, there's a lot to do and see in Ohio and in Columbus. That's the point behind these videos. We're probably going to continue this a little bit more in the next week or two. Mark Hutchison, the Ask Mark Realtor, Homes, Tips, and Hints. Thank you for having me on the call. I'm Mark D'Andrea, the Doctor of Real Estate. I appreciate you, Mark. Appreciate the time you take every week to talk with me, and I'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate you too, sir. Don't forget the book loft in German Village.
Got it. See ya.